Jesper. Unfortunate on the loss there tonight. Can you just start with your initial thoughts of the last 90 minutes that you saw?
Yeah, I think we struggled a lot in the first half. I think that we were on the back foot. That we looked slow and undecisive. We were a little undisciplined. Our positioning was not that good, and we had difficulties defensively. They played through us, and we couldn't handle one-on-one situations. So I think some of the things you have to have to start out with in the game, we didn't. The aggression, the toughness, and of course the handling of the duels on the pitch, we lacked. And then of course, that gave us a very bad start, and we dug a really big hole for ourselves. We were fortunate to go to halftime 2-0 down because they had a penalty, also a very clumsy and not a good situation for us because we didn't need to make a penalty there, and Johe saved it, and then we came out and way better in the second half, and that changed the formation, and it seemed to be way better in the second half.
Mid-season slumps can obviously happen to any team. It's a long season. Other than the injuries that your team is suffering right now, the international call-ups over the past month, what do you attribute the past kind of 4 or 5 matches in MLS to?
Yeah, we have struggled a little bit with a lot of players out. That's what it is. We also struggled a little bit with having the energy and really being, in what has made us a good team has been that we've been very disciplined, played very disciplined, worked it extremely hard, and we also had some players that could make the difference on a given day. I think we lack that discipline and that toughness right now, and we have to find back to it. Maybe we got a little bit overconfident in a period here, and now of course we're a ship that takes in water, and we have to make sure that we stop that, because yeah it's natural that you have adversity throughout a season, but right now it's we have to make sure that we compete better, and we are more disciplined and work a little bit harder.
A lot of what you're saying right now, talking about the discipline and the intensity, it seems like you're battling yourselves more than battling kind of the team in front of you. Do you find that to be kind of your own worst enemy right now?
Right now we are definitely not helping ourselves, I would say. um, yeah, we don't see we don't play with the force, we don't play with the also, of course, we had a lot of confidence. It has been disturbed a little bit, so yeah, we have to look into what to do, and I have to look at, okay, myself, and see how can I help the team best possible. That's my job, to make sure that I help the players, and we make you know a solid foundation we can lean on, and then build from that. And sometimes in a season, you have to take a step backwards to go forward again, and maybe we'll have to do that a little bit.
You don't get a lot of turnaround time. You've got a midweek game. You're coming up against Houston. So how do you take kind of everything that you just said and put it into action when you're playing 4 days?
Yeah, I think it's very important that we look at what is our identity as a team, because that's what you always have to find back into, because that's what's gonna make you the team that you want to be, and that's very important. I think that we right now lack what we were good at in the beginning, as I said, of the season, and we don't have the same confidence, obviously, and that's also okay. But it doesn't matter that we doesn't have a long time for the next game. We knew that on beforehand, and we know we're going to Houston, but we'll have to regroup, and we will come out strong against Houston.
Thanks, Jesper. We'll see you, I guess, in a few weeks when you get back.
Probably, yes.
Thanks, Nathan. We'll go to Felipe.
Hey, coach. Tough results. Obviously, I know you mentioned a little bit about what you've seen overall from your team in the last few games. But I want to ask specifically about the defense. At the start of the season, you had the best defense of MLS, but in the last few games, 3 out of the 4 games, you conceded 3 or more goals. What do you think is going on in terms of the defensive units and having it leaking a couple more goals than you would obviously like to?
I think that we play a little disconnected right now. I think that we, they are playing around us and also through us in a way they didn't do in the beginning of the season. And the relations between the players is very important. So we clean up whenever there's a mistake, and we can do that. But right now we have to strengthen those relations and also make sure that we always, when a guy's beaten, that we have a helper next to him. So that's very important right now. We seem to be very vulnerable in whenever they get through our first line, and then we play a little bit too open from there. So we have to close down those gaps where we protect the spaces that are dangerous a little better.
And then on the other side, with the attack, Brian White, has come back in last couple of games after the Gold Cup. Before the Gold Cup, was in really good form, goes off on international duty, doesn't play all that much, and it seems like he's struggling to get back into the kind of sharpness that he was in before. How do you sort of help a player like that get back to the form that they were in, given the break that he's been part of?
Yeah, that's the thing. He was away for 5 weeks and didn't play much, and didn't get much game time. So he'll be back, and Brian is a good player, and he will just needs to get the right rhythm and the right touch again, and it comes from playing games, and he will be also back at scoring goals because he's very good, and I'm not afraid about that. Of course. Now we have the feeling that we may need it a little bit more, but it'll come. I'm not afraid of. I'm pretty confident that he will get back into scoring terms.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Jesper. We'll see you back in Vancouver.
Okay. Thank you.